Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in, everybody. Thank you for your patience. I just had a couple dishes to do up. A wash and Thank you for your patience. I just had a couple dishes to do up. Clean up the kitchen. A wash and Thank you for your patience. I just had a couple dishes to do up. Clean up the kitchen. A wash and Thank you for your patience. I just had a couple dishes to do up. Gonna get started soon. Waiting for everybody to jump in here. The dragons were whispering at me the last couple. I figure, okay, I'll fit you in. So tonight's the dragon message. Not too sure what it is, but I'm getting a sense that the dragons are protecting you at this time. So those that so those of you that are associated with any dragon protectors, they're just letting you know that everything will be alright. Archangel Michael's coming in pretty heavy too, as well. So we're gonna get some. Hope y'all had a good Friday. Great Spirit, guides, guards, protectors, angels, ancestors, divine light, and the dragons of the north, south, east, please be here to provide a message for the collective. Please return to sender any evil eye, dark magic, You're not alone, Michael. I fell asleep and I didn't wake up until 2 this afternoon. There was a lot of astral work, apparently, that I was doing last night. I don't know. But I had that one reading to do before bed, and that didn't even happen. I ended up falling asleep shortly after. Patricia. Welcome in, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me tonight for the dragon message. We're going to start off with the dragon oracle I have here. We're going to end out with a Lightworker's oracle. So we're going to end out on a positive note, regardless what the message is tonight. So we got freedom, breaking the chains, transcendence, achieving success on the bottom of the deck. Welcome in, Renee. Welcome in, AOP. Welcome in, Michael. Welcome in, Azad. Oh, making a difference. Circle. Vision. Contemplating the future. The self, gathering your power. Can I get one more, dragons? Okay, two more. Dominance, believing in yourself. Resilience, finding your limits. All right, collective. Let's check in to see about this circle here. Oh. Okay. Is that the only one? Yeah, okay. So, fourth ray of harmony. So you're finding harmony. The Lightworker's oracle got sneaked into Dragon's oracle. Tonight's live stream is going to be a little shorter. I'm going to make it an early night tonight. You might want to come in to stay tuned for tomorrow, because tomorrow is going to be no collective. I'm going to be here answering your questions. I'm going to be opening up the chat tomorrow night. So if you want to come get a reading, you can jump in with a super chat, super sticker. Depending on tonight and the donations being given, I've got I think there's 3 more slots for the ballots. So I may do the ballots tomorrow evening. You might want to stay tuned for that. Alright, dragons, what do we got for my collective? Can I get bucks, please? The Alpha Dragon. Harness the divine masculine power of creation. The Dark Blue Galactic Dragon. Helps you to listen to the voice. We got Sunshine Yellow Dragon, helps animals. We've got the Golden Atlantean Dragon, helps you to remember the wisdom of the Atlantis. And we got the Orange Gold Dragon from Arcturus, opens you to knowledge for the new Golden Age. Wild. So tonight's messages are going to be very, I think, very profound. I'm going to start with my intuitive take on these cards. And then we're going to get into clarifying them with the Dragon Tarot. So I invite you to take a chance to get a personal reading through the Hipsy link in the description box or the link section. Again, any super chats or super stickers tonight, you will be getting a ballot for the reading, the full reading. So you get a chance with every bit of support that you send. You get a chance for to win a full reading with me. Chances are I will announce the winner probably tomorrow, depending on tonight's donations. I will be posting on my post page, so the winner needs to pay attention. I may be picking 3 winners. We'll see. I'm going to see about the spinning of the spin wheel kind of thing to find out who the winner is. Thank you for that info, Sarah. I have an odd feeling people are disliking my video, which basically shadow bans it, so whatever. I really don't care at this point. The people that are meant to see messages are going to see these messages whether YouTube likes it or not, so it is what it is. Welcome in, Emma. So whether you are a feminine or masculine individual, I do see that you're stepping into your masculine energy. And this is allowing you to break free from the chains that bind you. And the dragons are saying that whatever you're doing is working. You're dealing with a very redundantly audastic. So whoever's been throwing energy at you, you need to rebuke it. Continue to rebuke it. Continue with your return to senders. Destiny, destroy the old, visualize your dreams, help to manifest the world. There's definitely miracles happening. You are definitely making a difference in not only your own life, but other people's lives. The dark blue galactic asks you to listen to the voice of the universe, ignite the codes of your master blueprint, access cosmic wisdom, and enter higher service. You are recognizing and remembering who you are yourself, gathering your power. The sunshine yellow dragon is also helping you to serve animals, heal and respect and understand them. You're creating dominance by believing in yourself. The golden Atlantean dragon helps you to remember the wisdom of the golden Atlantis. So awaken, bring back your knowledge, gifts, and talents, reclaim your mastery. You can do this through the chakra meditation. There's definitely a resilience here, finding your limits. You're creating boundaries for yourself. This is also helping you to open you to knowledge for the new golden age, carry the energy of the future, to be a guiding light. By stepping in your power, you're not only stepping in your power for yourself, but you're setting an example for the people around you. And whoever you are, collective, you've been through a lot. You've minimized the pain into power, and I'm ever so proud of you. So are your ancestors, because you are breaking chains in your ancestral line that have been there for eons. Your ancestors are cheering for you because you have brought your bloodline to a particular degree and ascension that they weren't able to do. They weren't they accomplished this due to the adversaries in their experience. So they are cheering you on. They are protecting you. They are guiding you. You've turned an isolation into a solitude, and you are keeping guard of your peace, your tranquility. You're healing your heart. You're healing your mind, which is important for your ascension going forward. All right. Let's take a look a little deeper. I'm going to clarify these. I get the need to cleanse the energy again. I'm going to go ahead and do that. You got the Tower on the bottom of the deck. Whatever ill entity that's trying to get into my energy right now, you're banished. You're sent to be here. Go back from hence you came. All right, so let's get into this. So the people that are trying to manipulate you, they can't manipulate you anymore. You're too clever for them. They've been trying to uninspire you. They've been trying to thwart you. They've been trying to distract you by throwing you. It's not working. You're gaining power. You're gaining freedom. You're breaking the chains, and they don't like this. They're snapping out because they can't get through to you. It could be a Queen of Swords in the reverse. They underestimated your power. They underestimated your ability to call your power back. What's the freedom? Breaking the chains. Queen of Coins in reverse. So you could be breaking the chains from a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Page of Coins in the reverse. They were trying to siphon energetically. It could be monetarily, but it's not working. All of their evil eye, their evil intention is returning back to them. Yeah. Fortune in the reverse. So you're definitely breaking the chains from this individual. They tried to manipulate you and take away your power. They thought they could do this. It's not working. You're moving forward, focused, with tension. Whatever they thought that they were doing is blowing up in the... We got this Cups. This is an energy from the past. Breaking the chains to freedom. The Eight of Swords, you're no longer trapped. They tried to put you in spiritual jail. They were very emotionally manipulative. And the angels are watching. Angels are protecting you this time. You very well could associate as an earth angel. And Three of Coins, yeah. They tried to sabotage you and it's not working out. This could be a Capricorn with the Devil on the bottom of the deck. This person wanted a relationship with you. They were obsessed with you. They thought by binding you to them that it was going to work, and they're not getting their wish fulfillment. You're breaking the chains from their evil eye and magic. miracle, making a difference. Yeah. By saying no to this energy, they've been trying to unbalance your masculine and feminine and your connection to the divine. They wanted to try to leave you in sadness. But the fact that you're making a difference, not only in your life, but other people's lives, I'm really picking up on a jealous energy because you're making a difference. You're making a very big impact. And they've been very strategic to try to bring you down, and it's not working. Yeah, they're not getting their wish fulfillment of trying to make you sad. They've been trying to emotionally tap into you. They're very emotionally dependent. Yeah. And you chose no against this energy. And they were basically lying and deceiving you behind your back, trying to cloud your movement forward. They're trying to cloud your way forward. This is definitely someone that sabotages themselves. They wanted you to look like you were sabotaging yourself. So they could have even sabotaged a relationship that you were in. Being emotionally manipulative. We got the Knight of Cups out here reverse. Everything that they're doing is not working. It's blowing up in their face. They very well could be watching the Page of Swords. That's all they can do. The dragons are saying give them a show. Let them watch. Because you're making miracles happen and you're making a difference in people's lives. And had they your advice and your direction, they may have had some sort of a happy ending. We got the Ten of Cups here with the Five of Cups and the Two of Cups in reverse. I'm also picking up on the fact that they did you a favor. This particular relationship, it wasn't equally yoked. They tried to do this and ruin your relationship to keep you in sadness, to keep you in lack. They're emotionally dependent on you for valid. They wanted you to continuously pour into them, and no. This is someone that hates and loathes themselves. It's to the point where they can't even look in the mirror. And they thought that you were their happy ending, and no, you're not. They tried to keep you from moving forward, keep you from purpose. You're definitely one that nurtures your intuition. You have a very good integrity, and you're standing on truth. You're about to get victory in a situation. They're trying to cause conflict because on truth. You're speaking up. You're speaking the truth. They tried to leave you out in the cold. And you're exposing them for what they're doing and their sabotage and their emotional manipulation. It's something they didn't see coming. So they're extremely overwhelmed with watching you now because of exposing of them. They're trying to bring up old wounds that you've already healed. You may be speaking on wounds that you've healed. You've already alchemized it. You're moving forward. You've had to reevaluate your foundation to try to dig deep and find your self-worth. This was a very big journey that you took within yourself. And you are moving forward whether they like it or not. And there's going to be some sort of clarity coming in for you. Somebody's coming in to speak on something. You have a brand new beginning moving forward, filled with clarity. The fog is lifting. So if they got you in a fog right now, causing you conflict, that conflict is going to be lifted. I also see that the authorities very well could be getting involved, and they very well could be having some sort of an investigation regarding the authorities that is supposed to cause you conflict. But ultimately, you're going to expose them for the conflict. Like, this is kind of bleeding through last night's reading, where there was an investigation put out for you, and the people that were investigating you are now investigating the people who put out the report. And they're not finding anything good about these people. And these people tried to shut you up and shut you down, which isn't working. It's blowing up in their face now. Because you're exposing all of the shit, all of the manipulation, all of the sabotage. They didn't see this coming. They tried to keep you from moving forward, taking a leap of faith. They didn't want you trusting anyone. And I think this is based on the fact that you didn't want a relationship with them and they were obsessed with you. And they just don't want to let you go, but you've broken the chains from that. And because of that, they tried to ruin absolutely everything in your path. They wanted you suffering. Like, this is very sadistic, very, very toxic. But you're moving forward anyway. They tried to ruin everything you were building. They didn't want you to have any type of harvest. And they wanted to put you to rest. They did not want you leading by example. They did not want you taking any type of leadership position. And you're doing it anyway, in spite of it all. They tried to put you in a dark night of the soul. They've been sending you a lot of energy. And now that you've empowered yourself, you're releasing the change, you're creating miracles, you're making a difference. You're gathering your power. You're remembering who you are. You're standing in dominance, believing in yourself. You're very resilient, finding your limits. I'm really picking up that you're drawing the line in the sand and you're not accepting the bullshit anymore. This energy is in for a very rude awakening. Also picking up that you are here to guide in, you are part of the guides to guide into the new earth. And they've been trying to keep you from doing that. And I'm really picking up on a jealous, envious energy that was apparently thinking that they were supposed to be a part of this journey. But because of their obsession and because of their jealousy, because of their envy of your brilliance, of the power that you hold, they try to destroy you to keep you from moving forward. They totally did not see this coming. Yeah, things are very much in a reciprocity. They did not want you to heal. They did not want you having hope. But you're being supported by realms that they didn't even anticipate. Okay, they tried to dim you as a starseed. I do believe that you have some sort of background with the starseed energy. Welcome in, Eric Jr. What's the self? Gathering your power. Yeah, we got the Seven of Wands and the Hermit reversed. They tried to put you through a dark night of the soul to bring you to your end. They wanted it to end you. They wanted you to feel helpless. But all it did is open your eyes and open your mind. And you ended up sticking up for yourself instead. They didn't anticipate this. But again, you're guided by the divine. You're guided by your ancestors, by angels, by dragons. Yeah. They tried to bring a death to you and your power. They didn't want you remembering who you are. And they were manipulating you with the magician out here in the reverse. They were sending you black magic, dark magic. All because they wanted to be a part of your family. They breadcrumbed you. They thought by breadcrumbing you that that was enough. But there was no reciprocity. And you moved on from this. Apparently they say that you owe them. But you know you deserve way better than this. So this is why you cut them out. They tried to put you in isolation. They tried to have you trapped up. This is out here as well. So they tried to trap you up in your head. Could be physically or spiritually. And now they're feeling trapped. Because you walked away. And this is all because you gained your power back. You took your power back. They brought an end to your relationship as well. That is evident here. They also screwed up your transportation, so they could have screwed with your car as well. And your movement forward. And they basically been stalking you this whole time because you wouldn't commit to them. They tried to disconnect you from your higher power. But your resilience, yeah, Ten of Wands out here too. So because you put an end to this, you released them, you called your power back. And now you're standing in your power. You're powerful for them. They can't. And you got major blessings coming in for you. The divine is watching at all times. And the fact that they tried to throw you ill intention and conflict. You ended all of this once and for all. Yeah. And this is where they were trying to manipulate you through their emotions. But you're committed to the divine energy, so you work for the divine. Anything that they throw at you, they're throwing at the divine. And that's what they didn't understand. They didn't see that coming. Yeah, they really misjudged your ability to move forward and to call your power back. They totally misjudged you as a being. Yeah, they tried to bring victory and your success to a rest. They didn't want you succeeding. And you got an ace of coins coming in for you. Three of Cups. There's also a new tribe coming in. You're going to be celebrating soon. There could be an authority figure coming in to let you know about this. There's also a Virgo out here misjudging your ability to be successful. They've had your name in their mouth quite a bit. This is a very sadistic, very individual from your past. There's quite a few people here, to be honest. There's a Cancer. There's a King of Swords. There's a Queen of Pentacles. These people don't even know each other, and they're all against your light. Yeah, and they're all sad that you're receiving victory. They're all sad that the fact that you're receiving this Ace of Coins, this new beginning. There's also a dark spiritualist or a Taurus out here as well in karmic energy. They're trying to put to rest and challenge your independence. Be independent. But everything that you are building is protected. They've been trying to create some sort of injustice, to create a status. To your independence. But it's all protected. You could very well be getting a new home. You could be celebrating something soon. Yeah, they tried to put your wish fulfillment to rest. They did not want you to feel at peace within yourself. But you're moving forward with clarity. You are a star seed. You're sticking up for yourself throughout all this chaos. There is a Queen of Swords out here. There quite possibly could be a Sagittarius out here. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy. They all got your name in your mouth, and they need to stop because it's going to backfire hardcore for them. They need to leave you alone. I do sense to definitely be a tower here for them if they don't stop with their relentless bullshit. These are all karmic individuals, so if you're not in this karmic energy, I'm not talking about you. A lot that are coming at you are struggling with themselves. They're struggling with their ability to be successful, and they're envious at the fact that you're successful. And if you've cut these people out only because they're not in alignment, they're not equally yoked, and you have every reason to cut these people out. That you've cut them out and they're trying to do this to you, throwing rocks and hitting their hands. It just goes to show that they weren't meant to be in your energy. And you've been guided by the cut these people out because of what they've done. And the divine has made it evidently clear as to why you need to cut these people out. And you're obedient to the divine and what they, in order to bring your blessings in. And they were not, they weren't supposed to go with you on this journey. And this is why you are drawing the line in the sand regarding this. Like you have a mission and they're trying to thwart you from this mission. Every which way but loose. Some of them actually could be handed their pink slip. They could be losing their job. Some of these people have had their profession their whole life. And this particular profession that they have, they really haven't helped people. They brought them more chaos than anything else. And I'm really picking up on a very selfish energy. Extremely selfish energy. Envious. Very much an energy that doesn't like to see other people succeed. And when they see other people succeed, it's the first course of action to try to thwart them to their demise, so that way they feel better about themselves. Like this energy is extremely sick. They can't be happy for other people. They would sooner destroy them than be happy. So the fact that you were told by the divine to cut this energy out, it is going to become very evidently clear as to why you cut them out very soon. Why you no longer want them in your energy. It's going to be confirmed. There's a lot of shit going on behind the scenes that you're not aware of yet at this time. But the divine and the dragons are asking you to be very vigilant. Keep your guard up. Keep your cards close to your chest. And whatever is about to happen, know that it will be taken care of. Know that you are being guided. And know that you are going to be protected throughout this. Spirit's saying they're not going to know what hit them. Spirit's literally about to... The roadblocks they're about to have encounter in their life. And this is not me wishing it on anyone. I'm just relaying just the messenger. So don't shoot the messenger. But they're about to have some major roadblocks put in their pathway. Because this is what they wanted for you. For some, this is about that investigation that they put out on you because they didn't want you to be successful. And this is that investigation that's blowing up in their... And Spirit's really emphasizing at the fact that they are wasting the service's time by trying to come at you with the conflict. And Spirit's saying something about them needing to stay in their own lane. And I'll tell you right now, your ancestors livid at the fact that they would go to this extent. Like, they're livid. They're extremely happy for how you've dealt with this over the time. But they're extremely livid at these people because you're very good-natured. You got a kind soul. You're very empathetic. Very kind. And I think this is why these people are so obsessed. You were dealing with energetic vampires. Siphoning off of your energy. And they've been absolutely relentless trying to siphon from you. Some of them are coming to their demise because they were basically living off of your energy for a long time. Some of them for a short time, but others for a very long time, over a decade. So if you were going through a bit and you wondered why nothing was ever working out for you, It was because of these people, it's because of these individuals being so obsessed. You're not confused, you were abused. These people thought that they had the upper hand. They were trying to puppeteer you. They were trying to keep you from into your destiny, stepping into your power. And the divine said no more. And Spirit gonna have their asses handed to them. The dragons are saying that they may be crunchy and good with ketchup, but they'll pass. That's how gross they are. To the point where a shower and a makeover won't even help them. They're very sadistic, very toxic individuals. It's like the type of food that's gone in your fridge because it's been sitting there for months. And it's moldy. Like, you just throw out the whole container because, like, the mold and the germs and just penis, you just throw out the whole damn container, right? One person you may know because they have a hoarding problem. And this hoarding problem is, it goes to the extent they feel that they don't want to clean out their fridge because it at least makes it look like they have food and they have something when it's all gone bad. It's all expired. But they keep it in their fridge to make it seem like they have something. Like they've got a sickness. You could have helped them at some point. Tried to get them to see what they were doing to themselves. And they fought you the whole way. And this is partially the reason why you gave them, because they weren't willing to even consider what you were saying. It's very sad, to say the least. You've rose above these energies so far that you're leaving them envious. And some of these people could very well be older than you. And they're envious at the fact that you've totally surpassed them. And part of the reason why they're so envious is because you've empowered yourself, you've healed a lot of the pain that you've suffered throughout the past. You've basically overcome everything that's been thrown at you. And they're still sitting in their filth. They're sitting in their mess. A lot of these people are very victim mentality kind of people. They would sooner sit in their bitterness than try to empower themselves to rise above it. And this whole idea of them being in their victim mentality, it was bringing you down because you tried to help these people. And they did not want to help. They did not want the help from you. So you cut your losses and you moved on. You remembered who you are. You're believing in yourself, trying to set an example, showing them how it's done, and they're envious because of it. And instead of being happy for you, they would sooner try to ruin your life. Dominance, believing in yourself. Can I get a verification on this, Spirit? Yeah, they tried to ruin your destiny. But you continued to move forward, very grounded, very methodical. You're very strong. This Queen of Swords did not like that you just continued moving forward. I'm really picking up on a Gemini. I'm also picking up on a Libra energy as well. They tried to create conflict. And now they're being faced with some sort of... It was a one-way street with them. I'm also picking up this Gemini energy very well could have tried to love bomb you. And because you did not reciprocate this love bomb and you didn't take the bait, they tried to keep you juggling. They tried to keep you lack, constant lack. And they banded together with others to sabotage you. All because you're believing in yourself and you're creating a dominance in your life. You have people coming in to collaborate with you. Your ships are coming in and they're trying to get on that. They're trying to get you to leave you in the dark regarding this. There's a Queen of Cups out here, very two-faced individual. She seems very nurturing, but she's not. She's extremely manipulative. This person tried to create conflict where you're concerned, a non-reciprocity. They want you to constantly give to them, but when it's time for them to give back, there's no reciprocity there. I'm picking up on a Scorpio energy. I'm also picking up on a Cancer energy. They try out in the cold, leave you feeling worthless, but you close this cycle out. Something tells me you won't be hearing from this person ever again. They collaborated with other people to try to bring you to keep you juggling and unbalanced. They're very, very overwhelmed right now at this time. Going up in their face. They tried to ruin your harvest and everything that you were growing. They tried to throw weeds in your garden. There's also a King of Coins out here as well. They're also very, very two-faced. They're at the processing left out in the cold. So they could be losing their residence. And they're very overwhelmed with this. Yeah, everything they're saying, everything that they were doing behind the scenes to bring about a demise to your character is blowing up in their face. And they can't walk away from what they've done. They're being caught up. And all they are going to see is you celebrating, thinking all of this. This could also be a Taurus, but I'm really picking up on a Virgo energy. Your manifestation's coming in because you walked away. This energy. They wanted you constantly remunerating the past. They wanted you constantly thinking about the past. They wanted to put your forward movement, your ability to heal your heart space, and to be reciprocative with your emotions and your empathy. They wanted you bitter just like them, is what I'm picking up on. They were trying to transfer their bitterness. It's almost like a destiny swap, but I don't believe in destiny swaps. You're closing out this cycle. You're rising above all this. This is all like past energy, past sabotage that didn't work. And it's all because you're regaining your power when they tried to disenfranchise you and make you feel worthless and helpless. The fact that you did alchemize this, Eric, is a very, very big lesson. Ace of Cups, because you're pouring into yourself, you're alchemizing this, you're raising your frequency, you're going to be starting to meet new people now. People are actually going to be equally yoked. You're meeting a new tribe, new bunch of people that are going to pour into you just as much as you pour into them. I'm also picking up that some of these people are in the hot seat now for what they've done. Because they're being caught, they're being found out for all their sabotage. They're being questioned. Yeah, by the authorities. Even the authorities think that you deserve better. The authorities are not satisfied with what you've been doing, dealing with. They don't think it's fair. Yeah, it could be a female authority figure nurturing the truth that they're finding out. There's to be some charges laid by the sounds of it. Yeah, they're going to come in and collaborate with you. Somebody's getting caught up. They're unsatisfied with the situation that's at hand. And they're collaborating with other people to bring about Eight of Swords. So somebody's probably going to be going to jail for this, whatever they've done. This investigation, I'm really pinpointing it to this investigation. These investigators have been watching. They've been looking and they've been building a case behind the scenes. And they see that you are a warrior. They see that you've alchemized a lot of this shit. You've rose above a lot of this sabotage. You've called your power back. You're believing in yourself. And you're actually quite inspiring. And this is where you're making a difference. You're creating miracles not only in your own life, but people. They see you drawing a line in the sand, and they are following with that. So they're recognizing where you're drawing a line in the sand, and they're, in essence, they're protecting you behind the scenes. The people that came out with this investigation down are in for a rude awakening. And Spirit's saying you may have walked away peacefully. You may have walked away from them and they didn't like that. So they basically had your name in their mouth, talking shit. Sending you evil eyes, sending you dark magic, sending you lack spells, all this other stuff, trying to diminish you, trying to ruin what you're building. They're all about to get a rude awakening for what they've done. This has been an investigation that's been going, this is over a year-long investigation. And all they see you as being resilient, very dominant. These people tried to say that you were self-absorbed and very selfish. They're undermining everything that you were doing. They were projecting their own insecurities, saying that that was you. Meanwhile, found out that it was them instead. Because you don't match the report that they put out on you. Nothing that they have said is remotely matched who you are. And this is what's instigated this investigation on the people that have instigated this investigation. You may have warned them that you're protected and they didn't listen to you. Standing corrected. Because there's people behind the scenes that are working for you, working to find some sort of justice for you. Because they see what you've been through, they see what you've gone through, they've seen what you walked away from peacefully. And these individuals were extremely sadistic, extremely selfish in their endeavor to bring you down because you chose to not be in their energy. Like, this is like harassment, energetically, physically, defamation of character, trying to bring charges on an innocent person, trying to get framed for something that isn't even them. I'm also picking up on the fact that some of these people are actually part of your family that did this as well. And it's because of your inner light. And because of the fact, Spirit and the Dragons want me to speak on this. This is the reason why I've been on my channel for the last 2 years. Speaking on this. Because if you are in karmic energy, leaving yourself receptible to toxic energy, and there's dark entities looking to destroy light. And without these toxic people even knowing, they have been possessed by these dark entities in order to come against you. So if you found that you've tried to remove your situations and you go to work with other people and these people seem to have the same energy as these last toxic people you were walking away from, it's like you couldn't. It's because they were so toxic that this dark entity was possessing them as well. So it's like, doesn't matter where you went, doesn't matter where you decided to go, this dark entity decided to follow you and haunt you through these other people. And you may have reached out to certain people, want to help them, and they wanted to help you. So you went to their aid, and they became possessed by this dark entity that was trying to ruin you because of your. This isn't something personal, it's very spiritual. And this is why it's so predominantly important that you need to heal the pain, the suffering, the trauma, because it's leaving you susceptible to be possessed by these dark entities. Some of these people didn't even realize until you left as to the fact that they were possessed. Because after this entity decides to leave and follow you and enter somebody else close by you, they're left in guilt, they're left in sadness because of it. Because they're left with the actions that they've taken to destroy you. They're left in the sadness, and this dark entity feeds sadness. So this is why it's extremely important. If you're leaving a narcissistic relationship, these narcissists are unhealed individuals that get possessed by these dark entities to come at you and destroy you. That's why there's usually a narcissist empath. Empaths are usually light workers that don't realize that they're light workers. They haven't realized their truest potential. They have their inner power that they have and their inner light. They're often people pleasers. They're often people that are riddled with trials and tribulations and trauma. And it's because of these dark entities trying to destroy them, to keep the light from winning. This particular retrograde that we're in right now, their masks are being ripped off. They're having no other choice but to sit with their toxicity and recognize it. This is their last chance to rectify this situation and come to a solution and rise above it. This is their last option before they are going to be stuck in this toxic energy for the rest of their life. This is that retrograde where shit is going to get chaotic for these karmics because they're choosing not to heal. They're choosing to stay in their toxic energy and not alchemize it. So this is why it's so important that you gather your power, you believe in yourself, you find your limits, you create boundaries, and you stay within it. You stay within your limits. You do not settle for less. You stand above the rest. You call your power back, and you break the chains. A lot of the light workers are here to break the chains of lineage, breaking the curses on their bloodline. And this is your main mission here on Earth as a light worker, to break those ancestral curses on your bloodline. You very well could be a light worker, Michelle, and not even realize it. And considering you've been followed by a dark shadow, it wouldn't surprise me. It's quite painful, Angel. Trying to break these curses, it's quite painful because some of the time you have to go in solitude. Some of the time you can't be around certain people unless they're equally spiritually yoked. The people that you need to be around are they need to be spiritually protective. They need to know how to protect themselves spiritually. So this is why you're needing to stay single and celibate, because the people that you hold any type of emotion towards, they are not spiritually protected. You're literally putting these people in jeopardy of being possessed. And this is why it's so important that you stay single. That you have any particular emotion towards anybody. Like you can show compassion, you can love people, but unless they're spiritually yoked to where they can protect themselves and they can protect spiritually, it's frowned upon. Because you're not only putting yourself in jeopardy and your safety in jeopardy, but you're putting their safety in jeopardy as well. This is why it's very predominantly important that you stay celibate. What's the resilience? Finding your limits. King of Wands. Putting your foot down. Standing on business. Example. Moving forward with integrity. Allowing your intuition to guide you. We got the Fool out here. Somebody's trying to make you question your leadership position. They're trying to diminish it. Defame your character. To break your heart. They're trying to question everything that you believe. They're stalking you. They're watching you. Looking for new ways to break your heart. This is where you need to find your limits and, this is where you need to heal. The Ten of Wands is in reverse. You need to stop people's burdens and focus on your own. Heal those burdens, heal that trauma, and only pour into those that are willing to pour into you. There's a lot of people out here that are succubus and they don't even know they're succubus. They're trying to dim your light. They're trying to get you to carry the burdens that aren't even yours. They're trying to dim you out, leave you in darkness, and put you to rest. So that way you do not fulfill your mission. And they're trying to do this by making your leadership position, your mission, and to break your heart. And the way that they're doing this is by stalking you, trying to find out what your new plans are, trying to find out what you're working on, and sabotage it. But by you keeping your cards close to your chest, they have nothing to grasp onto. You'll know these people by the non-reciprocity. There's also a karmic Queen of Wands as well. There's a King of Swords out here as well. This King of Swords was meant to break your heart and shatter you and get you to question everything. They did this by bringing in third parties. There was no reciprocity there. They were not willing to heal. They wanted to keep you in the dark. They were siphoning off of your energy. And I'm really picking up on a copycat energy as well. This Queen of Wands energy was definitely a copycat energy. But you walked away from these energies. These are energies from the past. They're feeling depleted. You nurtured these people. And this is where they found their success, and it was because you nurtured them. But now, since you've pulled your energy away, they're no longer successful. They've lost their way. They're literally just about tapped out now because of the fact that you were their best energy, being a light worker. abundance and it's either a new house, a new job, or you have a new position or new money coming in. This is going to be your victory. Because you're focusing on yourself, you're not allowing this energy in. They are feeling like they're unfinished business because you're getting some sort of victory. Trying to slow this victory down. But you're nurturing your truth. You're finding out the truth. They're coming in to try to breadcrumb you. And they're misjudging the fact that you're not going to accept anything that they got. You're cutting this energy out. You're cutting them all out. You cut them out a long time ago. And Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. So now they're trying to keep you from your destiny, which is going to blow up in their face, collective. You have a mission to fulfill. You are fulfilling your mission. You are on track. You are not behind. You are right on time. Okay? You are fulfilling your destiny. You are protected. Spirit's saying you are being redirected to some degree. The divine is saying you deserve better. You're through the worst of it. Trying to still disempower you, though. They're trying to keep you from walking away, but you already walked away. Your movement forward is protected. And whoever they're getting caught up by the authorities. They can't walk away from what they've done. They've been caught red-handed, is what I'm being told. Because they were so obsessed with your energy. Like they went to great lengths to destroy you and to stop you in your tracks and to keep things from moving towards you. You are going to get your happy ever after. You're going to get your happy ending. By divine intervention. It's taking a little longer because the spirit and your protectors are having to deal with this relentless energy. They're trying to keep the fog in your way. They're trying to keep the red tape. They're trying to keep the roadblocks in your way so you can't move forward. And Spirit's turning this isolation into solitude. They're allowing this to happen because it's giving you that time to heal. And finally alchemize anything left, all the residue. You may be finding yourself at a new, deeper peace. And it's because Spirit's allowing this to happen in order for you to alchemize this past energy. Okay? So use this Mercury retrograde here in Scorpio to alchemize and finally release this. Because going into 2026 is going to be a whole brand new year for you. And it's filled with victory and success. Welcome in, Steph. Welcome in, Marine. Welcome back, AOP. Angel. If you're going to go against the guidance of the divine, that's your problem. Nobody else's. And you're going to face the consequences. you're not only putting yourself, but you're putting these other people in jeopardy. So you do you. The only way the only way to heal this is to fill your own cup, to nurture yourself. You can't bleed blood from a stone. If you're constantly requiring someone else to fill your cup and to validate you, you're not doing it right. And you're going to forever be in this chaos. If that's the choices that you want to make, and to stay in this victim mentality, then that's the choices that you're going to have to deal with. And you have only yourself to blame. By pouring into yourself and by loving yourself first, you raise your frequency just in that whole action and that whole healing experience to be in a higher frequency in order to allow your divine union to come in. But if you stay in this karmic energy, you will allow more karmic energy to come in, and you will learn very hard lessons because you chose not to choose yourself. And you're not making yourself vulnerable for more trauma, but you're leaving yourself vulnerable for more abuse. Go through it to get through it. That's exactly right. You're eventually going to learn one way or the other. You either learn the hard way or you take the time out to pour into yourself and you heal that abandonment within yourself, and you'll rise above it. And the divine will gift you the divine union. One that is equally yoked and equally beautifully protective of you as much as themselves. The one thing that irritates me the most are people that come in and they do not heed my warning, they do not heed my advice, and then they sit there and cry and complain that their life has gone to shit, and they expect me to fix it. Nothing irritates me more. But the thing is, they don't want to listen to what I have to say. They don't listen to the validity of what I have to say. They don't take and heed the warning, and they end up in a shamble, and then they expect me to fix them. You made that bed, you lie in it. You have nobody to blame but yourself. So don't come crying to me when you decide to be that way and you don't want to heal. That's not my problem. And this is the one thing you need to realize, collective. There's certain people out here that you're going to help, that you're going to try to help, that don't even want your help. They're just a distraction. And you're better off leaving mess and their turmoil and their trauma to figure it out themselves. Because they don't want to listen to your advice. They just want you to pour all your emotions and your empathy into them so that way they validated. with their problems and their issues. But they don't want you to fix them. They're happy in their victim mentality because it gets them attention. And they think that's good enough. Only shooting themselves in the foot in the end. And they have nobody to blame but themselves. Welcome in, Chev. Welcome in, Candace. I'm going to do an intuitive reading with the Lightworkers Oracle. And then I'm going to go into a more in-depth reading. So right off the bat, we have an initiation to connect. The divine wants to connect to you, but you need to open up that avenue for the divine to connect to you. And you do this through the inner work of your inner light. You need to see your inner light for what it is in order to connect to the divine. You can do this through the chakra meditation and reaching nirvana. You do this through clearing out your left node chakras, and you activate your upper 7. This will bring you ultimately up into your divine energy to be able to allow you to connect to the divine, your Akashic records. This is also where you recognize and affirm and connect to your divine mission here on earth. This is where you remember is. This is how you initiate yourself into that divine mission and to remember who you are and stand in your. There's a lot of people out here that are not following within this divine grace, and this is what's keeping them in their chaos. And they are invited to be initiated into this transformation by fire, by burning away that what no longer serves them, and by communicating and communing with the. By doing so, this brings them to their lack. This brings them to where they've went wrong. This brings them to their ability to understand where they've been distracted, where they've went down the wrong road. And it helps you to collaborate and calibrate back to being in the right direction on the right path. So a lot of you that are feeling confused, a lot of you are feeling kind of discombobulated, not knowing what direction to go in. The chakra meditation is crucial to this. Without following through with this divine intervention and connecting to the divine, okay, you are leaving yourself unprotected. This is what I've come back to say about the fact that these karmics, they're walking around like they're a chosen one and thinking that they're going to get all these benefits for calling themselves chosen when they don't even know what they're talking about. They're walking around like they're this light worker or like they're this healer when they're filled with toxic karmic energy. And all that they're walking around with is an inflated ego, not actually recognizing what they're doing to people. They are also being disconnected from their family of light because they're failing to. They're remaining in this karmic energy, which is being left. They're being left at the wayside. They're being pushed because they're not willing to find the courage with themselves to heal. And these are the redundant assholes that come in asking for advice, not taking the advice, and then coming back and complaining about the fact that their life is still a shithole, dumpster fire, and the fact that any advice that you gave them didn't help them. They didn't bother taking the initiative to applying that lesson. So they continuously sit in this rut of energy where nothing ever changes. And yet they're wondering why their life is full of shit. It's because they're not alchemizing it. They're not stepping into the courage of stepping into their higher version of themselves. Yeah, and they're not being able to tune into their divine talents by staying in this karmic energy. They're not able to step into this divine energy or this divine mission. Because they're not even willing to be honest with themselves, let alone the divine. They're not trusting in the plan, trusting in themselves, they're not trusting in the divine. They would sooner sit in self-pity and their toxic energy because it's familiar to them. And yet they wonder why they're left shit and full of chaos. In order to receive healing, you need to be open to healing. But you need to literally be open to the healing in order to be healed. And sometimes that requires you to go through and find out where you went wrong and hold yourself accountable for the mistakes that you've made along the way. This requires you to be honest with yourself. This requires you to be honest with the divine. Without doing so, you're not going to get to where you need to go. And you're going to miss out not only on your lesson by just letting it go and continuing on this dumpster fire of a fucking journey, creating more chaos in not only your own life but other people, and heightening your karmic debt. But you're perpetuating the chaos. Yet you're sitting here complaining at how chaotic your life is. Wondering why no changes. It's because you're not willing to change. You're stubborn. You're a coward. Oh, Aiden, but I'm scared. What, you're scared of having to look at the past? You're having to take accountability for the bullshit that you ensued and the chaos that you created? Sit there. Be in the shame. It's a great motivator. Because it motivates you to transmute and transform and go through the transformation needed to step into your divine energy. That's the thing with the divine. There's always hope with the divine at your side. But if you're not willing to actually recognize the divine within you, how do you expect anywhere? You're sitting in this self-loathing, hate myself kind of energy. Meanwhile, the divine has always been sitting there waiting for you to choose the divine over the darkness. Because you choose to sit in the fucking karmic energy, that's all you do is create more karma for yourself and for other people. And you have nobody to blame but yourself. Because we ultimately have a choice on our life. We ultimately have the choice, make it or break it in this lifetime. And if we continue to just continue with the status quo, there will be no changes. You'll be left. This is your last chance before the new earth assimilates and comes in. It's already here. Mother Gaia is waiting for us to transmute all this shit and finally step into our divinity and recognize it for what it is. And the darkness is doing everything in its power, darkness around. But we are moving through to an era of light, an era of revelation. But if we choose the darkness, we will cease to exist. Just as I said earlier in a previous live, the rapture isn't something that you should be looking forward to. Rapture ultimately brings you to purgatory. So if you're thinking that you're going to be raptured and go to heaven, heaven resides within you. And so does hell. And the karmics, they're in hell right now. Until they recognize their inner divinity, they're going to continue to stay in hell. But as soon as you step into this divine energy that has always been within you, trying to guide you, but you tune it the fuck out, you will not know heaven. And it's ultimately your choice. But the rapture is not something you want to look forward to. Because it will bring you to purgatory. And purgatory, you sit there long enough till you figure it out. Till you assimilate and go through the transformation. And if you're stubborn, count on being in purgatory for the rest of your existence. For your soul's existence. Because you will not be coming back into the earth plane. You're being eradicated like a rodent from the earth plane. That's ultimately your choice to make. I'm also being called to speak to the light workers. You are not here to save them. They are here to save themselves. You are here to lead by example, so that way they may be led you through inspiration and through insight. They ultimately have to go on the journey. You cannot hold their hand through that journey. You cannot sit there holding their hand, wiping their tears. They need to hold their own hand. They need to wipe their own tears. You can only lead a horse to water. You can't make him drink. Initiation by water, spiritual decree, time is of the essence, collective. It is now time to either make it or break it. The choice is yours. Because I'm absolutely losing compassion for the karmics. I'm not going to sit here and repeat myself day in and day out. My readings are going to get a lot more inspirational, a lot more insightful, and the karmics are going to be weeded out slowly but surely. Because I got no fucking time or space for them anymore. Because they want to be stubborn and stay in the karmic energy, you can sit in it. You made your bed, fucking lie in it. I got no more compassion for it. I got better things to do than your fucking mess all the time. Why do you gotta be so cold, Aiden? Because I'm done being sabotaged and distracted by stupid people that don't want. They would sooner stay in their victim mentality and sabotage other people. Like, get the fuck out of here. I'm done with your bullshit distractions. Not wanting to listen. Constantly misunderstanding me on purpose. Trying to make me look like a fucking laughing stock. I've done the fucking work, collective. I'm here trying to help you to do that. You know what? For some of you, it seems like I'm wasting my fucking time, and I'm done wasting time. I got my own mission to work on. I got my own mission to deal with, and I don't need to deal with your bullshit. So that's going to be put to a stop very soon. Because I'm losing compassion. The amount of sabotage that I've had to deal with in my life, I'm sick. I don't have compassion for these people that choose to be an asshole. Constantly asking me for advice and then just not taking it. And then bitch that their life is still a dumpster fire. Making me feel bad because they didn't listen to my advice to begin with. Fuck you. Fuck off. Fuck this. Fuck that. Fuck your fucking hat. Go climb up fuck off mountain and jump off the other side. Because I got no more time for you. And neither does the divine. The divine's totally the fact that you're not willing to witness and see your fullest potential. Yet it believes in you. It continues to have you open up your eyes every day. Continues to give you life, to give you a chance to alchemize this shit. And you sit in victim mentality all this time. And not wanting to heal. If you don't want to recognize the divinity within you and be part of the new earth, be part of the change, and finally find peace within yourself, that's nobody's choice but yours. And you got nobody to blame but you. I'm giving you the little Easter eggs to work on, to figure it out. And the people that have actually been listening to me, that have actually been doing the fucking work, they're coming back and validating everything. They're coming back and recognizing that, yeah, you're right. Thank you. And they appreciate me for that. And that's why I keep coming back. But to hell if I'm going to waste my time with a bunch of fucking toxic karmics thinking to come in and misunderstand me on purpose. I'm done with you. I got no more compassion for you fucks. My compassion will lie with those who want to do the work and want to make something good for themselves. Welcome in, Lilith. You'll rise above it, Michael. I know you're willing to do the healing. That's why I continue with you. Despite what we're going through, despite the sabotage we're dealing with, that doesn't make you bad. It makes you compassionate. It makes you trying to heal. You're trying to open up your heart. You're trying to be compassionate, be understanding certain people, and you end up with the shitty end of the stick. And this is what's wrong because of the chaos. Sometimes we can't pour into certain people. So the people that are actually trying to do the work and just frustrated with the fact that no matter how they open up their heart again to trust again, they end up with the shitty end of the stick. Okay? This is where you need to pull back your energy. This is where you need to pour into yourself instead of pouring into these fuck nuggets. You deserve so much better in your life. Maureen, if he doesn't want to heal, that's not your problem. Sometimes you gotta let go. Let go and let live. They'll figure it out eventually. They'll find out. And unfortunately, for some of them, they're gonna find out the hard way, unfortunately. And that's the hardest part, right? People don't want to learn. They don't want to learn the lesson. They don't want to alchemize it. They make their bed, they need to lie in it. It is what it is. Sometimes we just gotta cut our losses. And the one of the hardest things is leaving family behind and letting family go. Because these people are supposed to be part of your bloodline. These are people are supposed to be part of your family. But because they're so stubborn and they'd rather stay in their victim mentality and not heal, they're the hardest ones to let go. Because you don't want to leave them behind. Right? One of the hardest things to do is to leave my family behind. But I know that they were in their karmic energy and not willing to heal it, so they'd sooner lie to themselves. But that's their choice. That is their sovereign choice. The thing is, some of these people that we're trying to help need to help themselves. These people going through this shit, they need to go through it. It's part of their experience. It's part of their learning. It's part of how they ascend. If I didn't have all this karmic energy coming, I wouldn't have come full circle the way I have. It took that karmic energy to make me realize what I was doing to myself. It took me going through all these traumatic experiences to recognize the true essence within myself. And if somebody would have coddled me through it, then I wouldn't have learned the lesson that I needed to learn in order to alchemize it. Sometimes people need to go through the shit that they're going through in order to rise above it. And this is why I say sometimes you can't save the people that you want to save. Some people, there's certain people that you can't, they have to go through what they have to go through in order to step into their true essence of who they are. And part of the trials and tribulations are part of their legacy. It's part of who they become. And if you keep them going through this, you're ultimately keeping them from their legacy. And by sacrificing yourself for these people, you're not helping them. You're hindering them. And you're not only hindering them, you're hindering yourself. And this is why you got to pick your battles wisely. And usually, the way you pick your wisely are you help the people that are helping themselves. You help the people that are willing to take accountability for their bullshit and rise above it. Those are the people you help. The people that don't want to change, it'll be evident. The people that want to be stubborn, let them be stubborn. They're going to figure out. The divine will put them in the right position to learn those lessons. And the ones that just let it go and just keep on this karmic way, they're going to go through a rut to learn it all over again. It's inevitable. You need to learn the lesson to receive the blessing. And the only way you receive the blessing is by applying the lesson, creating the boundaries, raising your standards, and not settling for less. It's just the way it goes. Yeah, self-respect. Very well said, Eric. Enjoy your food there, AOP. So, we have initiation by fire. Welcome in, Sophia. Initiation by fire is a life-changing spiritual cleansing. Your life will never be the same again. Allow the power of the divine fire to clear and purify you inside and out. This is not a time to hold on to anything, no matter how much you once believed you needed it. And letting go, you will gain so much more than you ever imagined, opening to fresh blessings and new life. You are like ready to emerge from the holy flames, reborn. You have the spirit of the phoenix within you. You are able to rise again and again, even if at times all seems lost. You are guided to remember this as you are now being spiritually cleansed through initiation by fire. During such times, you will feel that you are being asked to let go of relationships, situations, sometimes even jobs, and belief systems that you have relied upon until this point. You might have unintentionally placed more faith in that person, place, or belief system or identity than you placed in the divine. You might have held on to them rather than allowing the divine to guide you. This can happen easily on the earth plane. Sometimes these attachments become confining rather than. In such cases, you will need to free yourself to continue your life journey. During the initiation by fire, all such attachments are burned away. A new life is a blessing. That doesn't mean it is easily won. Sometimes the process can be challenging to the mind, even while the heart trusts in what is taking place. Whatever has been your stronghold in life, such as family, a marriage, job security, a talent, or something that you have used to define yourself, your sense of self, will be where the fire burns brightest. Those areas will be transformed. Letting go and that to happen to the very parts of your life that you are most protective of can require deep faith. You have to remember that love is real so that you can hold on to your courage while you let go and allow the divine to have its way. Remember that the power of fire is destructive only in part. It also stimulates rapid new growth. Healing will whatever area is being transformed. It is not only an ending, but it's also a beginning. This experience of initiation by fire is divine making its presence felt in your life. It will be one of the most freeing and empowering experiences you'll have while in the physical body. It may ask you to confront fears and insecurities as you learn to trust the divine unconditionally. Know that the universe will always provide for you and always in the way that is best for you, even if you don't understand why it needs to happen the way that it does at the time. Keep your eye on transformations that are occurring rather than fearing the outer changes. The universe loves you and holds you in high regard. Remember this and trust. Initiation is by advanced lesson. You are being honored by what is happening in your life now. You are strong enough to get through it and thrive into new life like a radiant phoenix triumphantly emerging from the sacred fire. Occasion for this? Through my own free will, I will choose to trust in the sacred fire to cleanse my soul, my mind, and my body. I have the spirit and the power of the phoenix within me. The spirit will be triumphant, rising up out of the sacred divine fire. So I surrender my life into the holy fire of love, that which no longer serves me may be cleansed from my being, and wrath of new life can flow through me. May I be held in tenderness, mercy, and grace, as I successfully pass through the initiation by fire into the loving, fearless power of my own divine nature. Beings through divine mercy, be free to love, so be it. Initiation by water. Your spiritual path this lifetime involves you becoming a clear channel for spirit. You are meant to communicate with higher guidance from the loving spiritual worlds. Initiation by water will further open your receiving channels, dislodging lower vibrational material and sensitize you to the subtle realms of light. You are being opened to a world of which you may only have dreamed, such as its beauty, grace, and love. Situations have been arising in your world that evoke emotional reactions and challenge your opinions and beliefs. You may not feel in control. You may feel like your world, your own emotions have become like a stormy sea in which you are tossed about, and you are doing your best not to drown in the chaos. Yet you are not to fear it. It is stirring that which has been held within, that it can be released. The storm will pass, and the waters of your emotions shall become more serene. You could compare the process to a glass of water with muddy sediment at the bottom. The water appears clear as the mud is left to lie. Yet once the water gets stirred up, the mud rises, then it comes out, and the water will be clearer than ever before. The turbulence was a step that led to greater clarity. The waters in the glass are comparable to your emotional waters, and the fixed opinions, beliefs, or long-held emotional patterns based on unresolved past pain are the sediment at the bottom of the glass. Hold the glass up to the light. Can the light shine through the sediment? No, but it can be seen through the clear water. Remove the sediment, and the water will be clear enough to allow light to shine without obstruction or distortion. The light is the light of spirit, of higher truths, unconditional love, of peace, wisdom, and joy. You know that you are meant to be be a channel for the truths of the spirit. As an advanced soul, you are capable of fully enduring the process of filtering out whatever would obstruct the clear view and flow of higher consciousness through your being. Perhaps tired of emotional swings, your emotions and believe you feel nothing. Yet you are acting out unwanted behaviors or suffering from apparently random physical accidents or maladies, which is your subconscious way of expressing your hidden feelings. If this is the case, you are encouraged to be kind to yourself, to give yourself time to reflect feelings. Releasing emotional blockages doesn't have to be a drawn-out process. It is often the resistance and fear of the feelings within that is more difficult than expressing the actual feeling underneath the resistance and finally letting it go. Whatever pain you're feeling right now is a sign of emotional healing and recovery. Encouraged to accept and process your feelings, especially those that do not make much sense to you. Your emotional truths will make more sense as you heal. If you can get help from a healer, therapist, counselor, or mentor, they will support you and help you resolve your part of the process more swiftly. Know that even though that challenges you at times, this is a good thing that is taking place. Necessary for you to more fully receive the divine connection for which you yearn. Your invocation for this card: I choose to lovingly, gracefully let go of that which no longer is needed to hold on to emotionally. Forgiveness is easy for me. I forgive myself and all others for our human mistakes. I choose to honor a mistake as a chance to learn and an opportunity from the divine to grow more loving. I ask for protection, assistance, merciful grace, and tender compassion to bless me through this initiation so that I may thrive in joy. May all those who are divinely destined to become clear channels for spiritual and be supported by unconditionally loving beings that can assist them to successfully move through initiation and shine the light of spirit through their hearts for the benefit of all beings. I'm grateful for you being here too, Eric. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. 25. Merkaba, spiritual protection. Right? So it's you, Lilith. I thought it was some sort of fucking asshole sending me the Sandman to make me all tired and shit. Anyway. Sandman, get the fuck out of here. I'm done with you. Being open to receive is a way to gain empowerment, strength. Sandman, I didn't... It's 4 a.m. It's only 9:52 here. I'm doing some Florida water. Protect us. Sandman, I rebuke you. Whoever sent you, I send you back. You can make an appointment with me at a later date. Okay? Thanks. Sorry, not sorry. As above, so below, as within, so it is. Merkaba, spiritual protection. Being open to receive is a way to gain empowerment, strength, and all manner of assistance to enhance receptivity. It can be helpful to declutter and cleanse your energy field. This allows for that which is not rightfully yours to be shed. Sometimes this will include the thoughts and feelings of others. When you release these thoughts and feelings, a spaciousness will grow within you. Then you can then receive more that rightfully meant to be for you. Your divine good in all ways. An open, sensitive person can easily become energetically overloaded. From physical pain to emotional, psychological tension, an overload does not feel good. You may even feel like you are carrying others on your back or in your head. This added weight can drag your naturally light vibration down into anguish, doubt, fear, and despair. Your inner vision, too, may be obscured by the overload. This and that can make it hard to discern yours and what belongs to another. Whether experiencing overload to your system is an unusual occurrence for you, or you have a tendency to absorb the process others' energies, common for healers, psychics, and mediums, artists, and other sensitive, open people, you will benefit from a spiritual cleansing afterwards. You may feel less inclined to connect with particular people or work on certain ideas, even if they seem very important before the cleanse. This means that you are freeing yourself from others' input and discerning the true priorities of your own heart. To accept a spiritual cleansing now, repeat the invocation below, and then relax for as long as you need. With the oracle card resting face over any part of your body that you intuitively feel can use spiritual cleanse, you can repeat this process daily for 3 days or up to 3 weeks if you feel that you need to. Your rest can be for several minutes or up to a half hour or more. If you fall asleep during your cleansing, this can allow for even deeper clearing. Pay particular attention to what you sense immediately after your cleansing. It is a time when you may become very aware of just who or what has been draining you, and be able to lovingly but firmly say, "You must leave my energy field now," such as the Sandman, sabotaging my life, making me yawn, and without my express verbal permission. Of my own free will, so be it. This oracle is also confirmation for those of you who have been questioning if a relationship, a person, or a situation has been draining or transferring negative energies or thoughts into your energy field. Your insights are correct, and you can now use this energy clearing process to remove the cords of attachment and release any negative energy person or situation. This is the vocation. I call upon unconditionally loving divine protection. The sacred chamber of light, the of divine light, is around me now. I choose of my own free will, under divine authority and grace, to release any and all connections, content or contaminants that do not serve me through unconditional love. I choose of my own free will to take my life journey in the most joyful and loving way possible. I open to divine grace and protection of my integrity at all times. I am free to simply be in the truth of me. May all beings be blessed and protected, and may all be and free. Through my own free will, so be it. And the last one, 41, spiritual decree. By the way, the numbers 22, 23, 25, and 41 may be significant. If these are your favorite numbers, these messages are for you. So speak. You've been wondering what will happen next in your life, not realizing how much power you have to decide that for yourself. What do you wish to have happen next? Are you willing to your divine birthright of free will, voice, and empowerment to set the cosmic wheel in motion? If your answer is yes, then it is time to speak your truth to the universe. Decree it, you shall be it. You have been praying for help, asking for a map, and wanting directions. You are wise in the ways of the receptive, responsive approach to life, spiritually mature to trust the greater guiding power of the divine to direct your course. And yet the wishes in your heart are part of how that happens. Divine destiny is not something that just happens, but it is something that you co-create as a living spiritual being with free will, divine love beating in your heart. You are being honored for your ability to ask for guidance and wait for signs. You're also being asked to set intentions and develop faith in yourself, to trust in that and what your heart yearns for, what you love so much that you are willing to go through the discomfort of growth to see life. It is time for you to have the experience of seeing your intention blossom into manifestation. This does not mean that you have to make things happen. You are not responsible for how your manifests, and the universe unfolds according to its own genius, of course. But you are responsible for the words, beliefs, and intentions that you express, that you are the seeds of your personal creations. The universe then responds in its own wise and powerful way. When this oracle card comes to you, it is time to speak your truth. What does your heart choose for? Focus on it and say it aloud. World peace. Don't be afraid to speak your dreams, desired wishes, and fantasies. It is only in daring to speak them aloud that we really understand what we want. This can be terrifying, liberating, exciting, and life-changing moment. It is this that we grow into a spiritual adult, becoming willing to take responsibility for our own life journey. Will you speak your heart's truths now? Feel your words moving the energy from deep within, transforming your truth into sound and releasing it as intent into the universe. Don't worry about finding the perfect words. Just speak freely from your heart. Give yourself permission to express your deepest desires, and then let go and trust. Your invocation for this card: by the divine authority in me, I intend to create, attract, and joy for the greatest good of all, a life of abundance in love, well-being, fulfillment, joy, and wisdom. To take the journey to grow into the fullest expression of beautiful and true self. May these words be divinely empowered to create my reality. Love, peace, happiness, trust, strength, and grace. If there's something that you want to create in addition to this, express it aloud. Prosperity, enough to be sustainable and stable for myself, well, to help others. May the power of voice and decree, the power of spiritual authority, always be tempered by grace and divine mercy. Through unconditional and my own free will, so be it. So I find it rather ironic that everything I spoke on prior to this is being validated in the So I'm going to do 3 Dragon Celtic Cross readings to finish off the evening. Only because apparently there's some messages here that the dragons weren't able to get out yet because I was clear of cards. So I'm going to do 3 different Celtic Cross readings. If you'd like your own personal reading, you're more than welcome to hit up the Hipsy link to get that. We do have an option, so if you'd like a dragon reading, it's there. Also, now that I got Pete in the chat here, I've got, I think, 3 more spaces for the ballots for the reading, valued at $60. That is about an hour and a half, where we look into the Oracle and Tarot. That is a pretty substantial reading, in depth, and it's going to be done through YouTube. So I'll be asking you to put your email in at some point within that post, whoever wins, or to reach out to me if you're not in my DMs, to reach out to me in my DMs, whether through Facebook or Instagram. Whoever is the winner and you don't have Facebook or Instagram, and you want to have this reading, you're going to have to extend your email to me in the comments to a post. And then as soon as I get your email, I'm going to... So it's only there long enough for me to receive it, and then I'm deleting it. And then I will be going into a private live with you here on YouTube to provide you with the message, provide you with your reading. And it will be available to you at the later date. You will get the link, so that way you can review it at a later date if you so shall choose. So that'll be available to you, to the winner, okay? But I may be revealing the reading, the winner of the reading tomorrow on tomorrow's live. So the last three is going to be dealt with and added to the mix through donations. So if you throw me a super chat, super sticker, preferably a super sticker, that will get you a ballot. Of any denomination. Preferably over $1. But chances are I may be announcing the winner tomorrow, depending. It looks like I've got 3 more spots there for a name. So, that's up to you guys. Alright, dragons, what do we got going on for my collective? You got 3 different collective. Oh, we're starting it off. So 9 of Wands. Right off the bat, it's like an illusion is coming to mind. With the 9 of Wands reversed, somebody's not getting the upper hand. And it's dealing with the illusions they are projecting towards you. They're not getting the upper hand. Spirit's saying right off the top, so I'm going to go with it. The Knight of Swords. So the challenge is to speak up. And I think the challenge, I'm really picking up on a cross-watching, so this could be a cross-watch reading. It's basically stating that we're talking about the karmics rather than ourself. So the karmics aren't in their hand, and the challenge is for them to speak up. But when they speak up, they're pretty well outing themselves for all the sabotage that they're throwing at you. And it's almost like the energetics, you're being protected from it. So now they're having no other choice but to come forward and speak to you about it. And cause you issues. And cause you some sort of heartache or trials or tribulations or something. And they feel that they need to speak on it, speak to you, and cause you conflict. Of them speaking up towards you to cause that conflict. But by speaking up and causing that conflict, it's literally going to out them for the energetic work that they've done behind the scenes against you. Yeah, they've been keeping their cards close to their chest. And in their heart, they've been trying to manipulate you energetically and emotionally. They're trying to walk away from third parties, or they're trying to get you to walk away from your celebration. They're trying to find their footing after you leaving them out in the cold. Oh. They must have been sending some death magic, because they're going to be brought to their death. And I think that maybe knowing that they're dying. They're trying to find their footing, but it's not happening. Everything is being brought to an end. It's an ending of a cycle, and they know that this cycle is ending, and this could very well be what I was speaking on earlier about the Mercury retrograde in Scorpio, because the Death card is Scorpio energy. So this is a time of transformation for them, and they know that they're not getting the upper hand to all that bullshit. And the fact that they tried to leave you out in the cold, they're now at the precipice of being left out in the cold. And again, the Eight of Coins here, their whole attitude was basically to destroy your character. And the influence could have very well been a Virgo. Somebody's wishing that you would be getting caught up. Somebody's fears the fact that you're moving forward. They tried to put you in a dark night of the soul, but you alchemized it. Moving forward with compassion. It's almost like they're trying to come in with some sort of compassion. Maybe there was a passing of some sort that has humbled them. Maybe they're scared because of all the death magic they're throwing at you. I'm really feeling this is a cross-watching reading for the karmics. Usually the dragons don't speak on this, but because this is coming to an end within the next 3 to 6 months, there may be a death. And this will ultimately confirm who was throwing you evil eye. And trying to put you in a dark night of the soul. And just like I said earlier, all coming back to haunt them. It's all coming back and rearing its ugly head to them. So whatever the case may be at this point, they're getting what's come to them. They celebrated too early with this Three of Cups, thinking that they were going to get the upper hand. They're not getting the upper hand. And the challenge is to speak on it and to show accountability for what they did, but I don't think they're going to do that. They're keeping their cards close to their chest, it. But in their heart space, they're absolutely bitter. Whatever death magic that they're throwing at you, it's coming to haunt them. They're being put through a dark night of the soul, and they're getting caught up. Being humbled for trying to humble you. They're going to come in with some sort of compassion and an apology for how they acted, because it's haunting them. This could be a Cancer individual. It could be a Virgo. It could be a Scorpio. It could also be an air sign. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Okay? Next reading. Oh, wow. 3 major arcanas in a row. So somebody tried to leave you in the dark to the point where you were not receiving any type of joy. They wanted you to be challenged and disempowered. They did not want you to stand in this warrior energy. They wanted you having in your head. They didn't want anything matching up. They didn't want you connecting the dots. They didn't want you having any clarity. They wanted you absolutely chaotic in your headspace. However, you're recognizing the way that you feel. You're allowing your intuition to guide you. And we have the Queen of Swords in the heart space. So what this is telling me is that you're nurturing your heart. You're nurturing your truth of what your heart's trying to tell you. And by doing so, this is allowing you to move forward. Standing in your power, nurturing your intuition, nurturing your intention to move forward. Although you may be feeling slightly stuck right now, slightly uninspired, maybe you're feeling manipulated or stagnant. You could be uninspired right now. Your attitude right now is you're feeling rather bitter. Your influence, you're kind of feeling powerless at this time. It's like a feeling of not being seen, of finding it to find your inner strength. There's some sort of hope to reconciliation due to some sort of loss of money or loss of a job or loss of some sort of stability. Again, there's a Leo quite possibly involved. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. It's Sagittarius hardcore in this with the Temperance in reverse. There's also a Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio energy involved with this. There's some sort of reconciliation about money, trying to move forward, trying to stand on business, trying to allow good to move you forward. But somebody's stagnant, they don't know how to show up, they're very disempowered. Somebody doesn't want you to see the truth. It's all chaos in their head, and they're trying to nurture it in their heart. They're being haunted is what I'm being told. Their challenge is to find the strength to come forward and speak on something and to move forward with integrity. And reconcile some sort of money issue. We got the Two of Wands in a situation, the Judgment in the challenge, King of Wands in the space, the Nine of Cups in the heart space. We have the Empress in the past, the Eight of Wands reversed in the present, and the Fool in the future. The Ten of Cups in the attitude and relation, the Wheel of Fortune reversed in influence, the Hanged Dragon in the reverse, my hopes and fears, and the Seven of Wands in reverse for the outcome. So we have Aries. We have Aries again. We have this could be resulting with an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy that's up in your head. You could be an entrepreneur. You could be dealing with some very toxic family members. Your influence, it's not looking like it's working out for you at this time. Or at least that's what it seems. It's really kind of feeling like somebody wants you to drop your guard. Or wanting you to feel helpless. They're wanting you to see things from a new perspective. Picking up on the fact that they're trying to gaslight you. Somebody does not want you moving forward. And they're not anticipating the fact that you're making a judgment call. That you're leading by example and good intention. And they're trying to thwart you from this. With the judgment being in the challenge position, their judgment for what they've tried to do to keep you from moving forward, you are going to ultimately find your wish fulfillment. You're finding fulfillment within yourself. You're feeling complete and whole as a being. You very well could have started your own business, or you could be birthing a new project, and you find yourself stagnant, and you could be feeling like you're overthinking, or not knowing where to go and what to do to move forward. I do believe you very well could be dealing with a toxic family, with the Ten of Cups in the reverse. Or you could be dealing with a breakup, a dystopia of emotion. And you're feeling that things are not going in your favor. And I do feel that you need to look at things from a different and a higher perspective. You need to be open to new possibilities. Otherwise, you may be feeling yourself to be left in a helpless position, unable to stick up for yourself. But I'm also feeling like somebody's trying to gaslight you out of a new beginning. They're trying to gaslight you from moving forward. I'm really picking up on a masculine energy that who you are a masculine energy, quite possibly a fire sign. You're trying to stand on business and somebody's trying to question you on that and confuse you. I'm also picking up the fact that somebody's misunderstanding you on purpose. They're not recognizing the changes that you're making. You're not exactly voicing these changes, but you're needing to make a judgment call. Because somebody's trying to hold you back from moving forward, and they're trying to get you to question this leap of faith. I'm also picking up on the fact that you've already made this leap of faith, and they're trying to question your intentions with this leap of faith, and they're trying to make you feel guilty for you moving forward. They're trying to get you to stop and turn around. They're also, this toxic energy is trying to get you swaying away from your divinity and your destiny. They're wanting you to feel guilty for the decisions that you've made when you should stand on business. You see things from a different perspective, and you're trying people to see things from a different perspective. You're tired of being helpless. You're tired of feeling helpless. You're tired of having this dystopia. And you're turning your pain to power. And somebody's trying to question you on this pain to power motive. They're questioning movement forward. They're wanting you to turn around and not move forward. They're trying to cast judgment on your movement forward. I'm also feeling that they're trying to stagnate you, and then they're judging you on the fact that you're stagnant. So, like, they're trying to create chaos, and then complaining that, you're always in chaos. But they're the one creating the chaos. It's like they're throwing rocks and hiding their hands. Ultimately, collective, whoever this message is for, you need to stand on business. You're making the right decisions. This is to fulfill your heart space. You're complete as a person. You know exactly what you're doing, where you're going, how you're getting there, and somebody's trying to question your intention, saying that you don't have the best intentions within your heart. Meanwhile, you do. It's like somebody's entitled to your energy. They feel entitled to you when you've cut this person out. And because you've cut this person out, they're trying to prevent you from moving forward by creating chaos and making you feel helpless. Stand on business. These people to come in and gaslight you. All right, one more. All right, so we have the World. We have the Ace of Cups. We have the Five of Wands. We have the Five of Cups. We have the Moon. We have the Four of Cups. We have the Ten of Wands. We have the Emperor. The Nine of Coins. The Four of Wands. And the Page of Coins. Right off, I'm talking to an emperor. I'm talking to somebody that's made a major change in their life. They've witnessed and recognized the illusions that have been placed in their pathway. And you are now loving. You've raised your frequency. You're standing in a leadership position. You're moving forward. You've cleared out a cycle of past illusions. And now it is the fact that you feel complete within yourself. You are loving yourself. You are learning to trust yourself. You are learning to open up your heart. And this is the challenge, is to, now that you've alchemized your past and you've brought it to an end, you're situating yourself in a situation of opening up your heart to share that love with other people. You could very well be waiting on your Empress. However, in your mind, you're still dealing with a lot of conflict, and in your heart, you're still dealing with a lot of sadness. Okay? You're having to still alchemize the past, alchemize the illusions. The thing is that you recognize that you're not satisfied, and you're putting an end to certain connections. You're putting an end